Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. Today is the Cable Your Love Blanket. This is consisting of one center panel and two side panels. The side panels are both identical to each other, so you just make one center and then two sides. We're going to be starting off with the center panel. This is an experienced or an advanced level crochet project, one of the highest levels here. I've also done a crochet diagram that you can download on the Crochet Crowd under this particular blanket pattern if you wish, and it's recommending a 6mm size J crochet hook, and it's also recommending Red Heart soft baby steps in order to do that. So what we're going to do is that we're going to start off with the front with the center panel. Once you get your panels done, you're going to whip stitch them together. Now because this is an experienced level, whip stitching is something that's probably we do have videos on how to whip stitch it, and then we'll also cover the border today. So let me take you to the first diagram that I have that you can download if you wish, and it just helps me to be able to explain it a little bit easier. So we have a downloadable that's available to you through the Crochet Crowd, and this is my hand-drawn diagram on how this is going to work out. So the rows exist from 1 all the way to 11, and then once you get that done, then what's gonna happen is that you're gonna repeat number 4 through 11. So you just start here on the wrong side of single crochets and go back to 11. And what this is going to do, if you follow the line, it's just meandering. So, and actually this part of the tutorial here I've already kind of done a little sample, so you can kind of see how the line comes up and it's over top of this one, and then it comes down and then it's underneath. So you can see that each one of these sections are working independently of each other, so they're not crossing all over everything, but just kind of staying up as a band, just like you see. So it does have the multiples of 6 plus 5, so if you'd like to change the size to make it a different size and a different size panel for the baby blanket, then that's completely optional for you. So let's get started. So let's begin the center panel. So you'll just create a slip knot and you'll chain a total of 35. So 35 to go, so just wrap the hook and pull through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just go all the way to 35 for me. Meet me back here in just a moment. Once you have your 35 on here, go second chain from the hook, so just 1 and 2, turn it over, get the back hump of the chain, and simply just single crochet yourself all the way back across your chain. So if you've done the multiples of different multiples to make it wider, just single crochet all the way back across your chain. Now that I've gone all the way across my chain, I'm gonna turn. Let's begin row number 2. So row number 2, we're gonna start creating gapping spaces in order to make it work. So the very end of this side and this side is the only thing that's different. So we're gonna begin, and let's just pay attention here. So we're just gonna chain 1, and because it's an end, the first 3 are gonna be a single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. That's it. Then you're going to chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet in the next 2. And that's your repeat going all the way across except for the very last few stitches. So once you get your 2 in there, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next 2, and I want you to do that all the way across. So chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next 2. I'll see you at the end of this row, and just wait for me there. So I'm coming up to the end. I'm keeping my count, so I just did 2, chain 1, skip 1, and because it's the end, when I jump over and skip the 1, there's going to be 3 stitches left, and you're gonna just fill in all 3. So the last 3 stitches are single crochet. So now you're gonna turn, and let's begin row number 3. And so row number 3, we're gonna start dropping down in that stitch. So row number 3 will never be repeated again, so it's just a one time to get yourself set up. So it's like a foundation setup kind of idea. So let's begin. We're gonna chain up 1, and we're gonna do 4 single crochets in a row starting with the first one. So let's count those. So 1, 2, 3, and go right into the space itself. I know it feels wrong on every level, but now what I want you to do is that I want you to double crochet into this single crochet that's been skipped. So just go in and just access it. Stay on the front side like it's a mosaic crochet, because that's kind of the concept, and just access that stitch from the front side and stay on the front, and just do it as a double crochet. And so you'll see that popping off your work. You're going to then come to the other chain 1 space that you've skipped over here, and then you're going to do a double crochet down there too. So just stay on the front side. So those 2 double crochets just stayed on the front, and they also stayed leaning together. So those count as the 2 double crochets that it's blocking in front of, or that's blocking behind. So just count it. So 1, 2 is counting as these 2, and so the third one is where you're gonna start, and the next, starting in that one, there should be a total of 4 stitches going across. So let's count those. So 1, 2, 3, and the fourth is to chain 1 space, just like that. So now let's continue again. So we're gonna go into this one straight on down, so just wrap the hook and straight in. It's awkward the first time, I'm not gonna deny that for you. And then you're just gonna come to the next chain 1 space and double crochet there. So those 2 just counted as a stitch. So if you turn it over, 1 and 2 is what it's in front of, or what's behind, and you're just gonna start with the next one. Okay, so the next one you can see that it's a space there. If you didn't see it over here, that's what that is. So there's 4 in a row, and then you're gonna drop down again. So you got 1, and then you're gonna reach over to the next chain 1, and this is all you're doing all the way across. So lean it forward, so 1, 2, and start in the next one. So there's 4 in a row, and then drop down again, and you're doing all this way across. So do all this across at this moment, and then I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm now coming to the other side here, and I'm just continuing along with the pattern. Lean it forward, 1, 2, and do the last 4 on this side, and then that's it. So you will see that it's jumping off. So the wonderful thing about this pattern is that every other row that we're about to do, every wrong side, so when it's looking at the back and you cannot see that texture, it is simply just a straight single crochet across. So chain up 1 and do 1 single here. So every time we're turning to the back, that's all we're gonna do. And so I can speed up this tutorial because I can just say turn to the back and just single crochet across. So all the fancy work gets done in the front, so you can physically see it, because then you don't have to do anything in behind, and hopefully that when you turn it, it's actually working. So do this all the way across. So let's begin row number 5. So this time we have to have these stitches here gonna be changing locations, so it's gonna create a crisscross. So let's begin. We're gonna chain up 1, and we're gonna do the first 3 as single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And this time you will notice that in the sheet I provided you, it was red, so it's a treble front post. So you just gotta be paying attention to that. And the first one is gonna be into this one here that's leaning this direction. And so wrap the hook twice and go in the front post of that stitch, and just do it as a treble. Okay, so that'll pick it up just like that. And then you are going to then lean it over. So that stitch is this stitch here. So the next 2 stitches in a row are gonna be single crochet, and then you're going to then go back into this one here by accessing it over top of the front. So just wrap twice, and it's a front post treble into this one, and just pick it up and pull through 2 and 2 all the way to the top. So you can see it just formed an X shape. So that counts as that one that it's in front of, and then you were just going to single crochet the next 2. So the single crochets are just 2s in pairs of 2s. So once you get that 2, you're gonna then jump to this one over here. So wrap and go in the front post treble for that. So that counts as that one in behind. So just single crochet the next 2, and then wrap twice, and then come back and get that 1. And that counts as that one that it's in front of. So then just do the next 2. So I'll quieten up and show you one more time. and then please do this all the way across so you can really kind of see it's taking effect. So I'm coming up to the very end. I'm just finishing this last crossover on this side. So this is the front side of the work. This is where all the fancy stuff goes, and in the last 3 stitches they're just regular single crochet. So that means that we're turning to the back side of this. So that means that we're just gonna turn and apply 1 single crochet. So chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet, and this is row number 6. I'll see you at the end of this row. So let's begin row number 7. So this time the line is gonna follow a slightly different path. So this line is gonna carry out and go out this way, and this line is gonna carry out and go this way, and these two here are going to meet. It's very similar to what you did here, but it's gonna happen here instead. So let's begin 7. So chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet in the first 2. You're then going to reach down to this one here and just do a double crochet front post to that to carry that line through. So it keeps it growing out, and then when you look at the pattern, the next 4 stitches, so remember that's the one that it's in front of, so don't count that one. So the next 4, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then the next one is gonna pick up this one here. So just come down, and then directly beside this one is going to pick up the next one here. So we didn't do that here because we're just starting. So we pick up this one and we do that. So there is the 2 double crochets in a row, so those count as those 2, and it will be the next 4 that's by itself. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So do you remember what to do? So just double crochet into this one here, pick it up, and then pick up this one here, and those count as your 2 double crochets that it's in front of. So 1, 2, and then get the next 4. So you're gonna do this all the way across. You can really start to seeing it turning out. It's wonderful. And do this, and I'll see you at the end of this row. So when you come up all the way to the end, I've just done this one here, and that counts as this one, so there's only 2 singles in a row. This is row number 7. You can see it really is taking effect now. Turn it around and chain 1 single in each, going all the way across. So let's begin number 9. So these 2 are now going to start and heading back in towards the diamond shape, and these 2 will obviously be heading in that direction as well. So you're gonna be having like this. Let's begin number 9. You're gonna chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet in the first 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and all you're just gonna do now is to do a front post treble around this one here. So wrap it twice like that. That counts as the one that's in front of it, and then double single crochet the next 2, and then reach over to this one and do a treble. It counts as that first one, and then you were going to then apply 2 single crochets in a row, and then keep on doing the same thing going across. So just wrap the hook, come into the first one, and then the next 2 singles, and then do this one. And you're gonna do that all the way across. So I'm just coming into the last one way over here, and then finally the last 3 are single crochets. So you see it's a lattice work that just takes its time. It's kind of meandering. So let's turn our work, do row number 10, and it's just 1 single crochet in each, and then we'll meet you back here in just a moment. Okay, I'm all the way back, and now we're going to begin row number 11. So you're gonna chain up 1 and you'll do 1 single crochet in the first 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then it's a front post double into this one here. And then you immediately come to the next one and do a front post double. So those count as those 2, and then you're going to single crochet the next 4 in a row. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we'll do that again. So just coming down, front post double, and then capture the next one, and then the next 4. So it's really sealing off that. So you can see it's kind of like coming in and up and over, and then when we start doing the repeat of this, so rounds number 4 through 11, you'll see the repeating of this starting to take effect, where you'll start seeing the cabling work jumping over top of each other. So do this all the way across, and then I'll see you at the end of this row. When you get all the way to the end of the row, the last 4 are going to be single crochet. And so then that concludes the repeat of this pattern. So in order to restart again, you're just gonna turn your work and do row number 4 again, and that's just a single crochet. So do that, and then I would just review with you row number 5 one more time, and that does the official crisscross over, which I'll cover in just a second. So let's review number 5. So number 5 is that crisscross fun stuff. So you're gonna chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet in the first 3. So this is part of the repeat, I'm just demonstrating. And so this time you want to take this one way over here. Remember when we did that down here, and it's a front post treble that we're going to do that. Reach over to this one that's leaning and do that one, and then you were going to then apply just skip the 1 and then 2 single crochets in a row. The skipping of the 1 is the one that it's sitting in front of, and then you're gonna just treble the other one. So it's what you already know at this point in the tutorial. So then it counts as that one, so you're just gonna single crochet the next 2. So everything's in back in sets of 2. So you can see this came up, and then it went under here, and then this one was underneath, and then it came up and switched spots. So you're just gonna keep doing this panel over and over and over until you get to the size that you want to. The pattern states that it's about 32 inches from the base here, and then you're just gonna do this. This is just the middle of the afghan, and then you're just gonna whip stitch the sides together in order to form the whole afghan. So please do this, and then I will move on next to the side panel, which is a little bit more complicated. So we're now gonna get started on the second part, which is here. It's kind of harder to see. There is another photo available through the pattern itself to be able to see more of a down view, but because of the coloring being so gray, it's kind of hard to see the stitch work. So now we're gonna work on the side panels. You need to make 2 of them. It's a little more complex, but once you understand the pattern, it's easy, and the number of rows of repeat is not as significant as what we just did. So let's take a look at the diagram that will be available for download as well. So this diagram took me about an hour to 2 hours to be able to make, and I was really confused on the center part. It's not because the pattern screwed up, it's because my mind was. As an experienced crocheter, when I see something that doesn't make sense, I don't always have faith in the designer that they know what they're talking about, and so then I start self-doubting and that I don't get it done. So today we're going to start with this one here. It is going to be chaining of 39 to begin. Now because these 2 sections here are different from the middle, there's no such thing as a repeat for this unless you're going to repeat this whole thing over and over and over again. So that's something that you can figure out on your own, so I'll leave that to your best judgment. So what we're going to do then is that in the very beginning on row number 2, we're going to be leaving some hole spaces where we're going to start dropping down some stitches, and then once you get this established, it's going to be repeating this number 4 through 7. So 4 through 7, and then you'll see it all working up. What you want to pay attention to the most is where it's right here in the center. This is kind of a little bit interesting. Also here I put an F and a B, and you'll see an F and a B, and when you do that, what happens is it makes the cables work together in that sense, and you'll see that happening on the sample as well. So let's begin to pay attention to this, and let's begin, and we're gonna start off with our chain with our 6mm size J crochet hook. So let's begin, and we need to chain 39 to begin. 39 is the magic number for this particular one, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go all the way to 39 and meet me back here in just a moment. Once you have your 39 chain, go second chain from the hook, so count it back and turn it over and get the back hump, and single crochet all the way across. So because you went second chain from the hook, the 39 chains just becomes 38 stitches, and that's what's written on the diagram if you've noticed, 38 stitches. So single crochet across the chain all the way back to the beginning, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So we're gonna turn our work and begin row number 2. Row number 2, we're gonna take our time because we have 2 pieces on the side. We have a unique center, and then it's a mirror on this side. So let's just get ourselves all the way across to create the spaces that we need in order to help us align our stitches properly in the future. You're gonna chain up 1 and single crochet in the first 2. So 1 and 2, and then I need you to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet in the next one and then do the same thing once again. So chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and single crochet in the next. I need you now to chain 2. 1, 2, skipping 2 and then single crochet into the next, and you're gonna do the next 3. So do that one plus 2 more, and now you're gonna chain 4 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, skipping 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just passing the halfway point across. Single crochet into that one plus 2 more. So if you look at it, this middle chain 4 is the center, and you basically have 3 singles on one side, 3 on the other. Let's finish up the side. So we're gonna chain 4, sorry, chain 2, 1, 2 and then skip 2, single crochet in the next. So what's happening on this side happens on the other side at this moment. So chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip, and then chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, come into the next one and then single crochet in the one right after that, and that should bring you balance. So when you lay it down, you should be able to see all of the different gapping spaces. So you see 1, 2, those are 4s. This is a 2, this is a 4 right in the center, and then a 2 and then a 4 and a 4. So now what we're gonna do is turn our work and begin row number 3. So row number 3, this is gonna be the right side of the project now. We're gonna establish that in this one, and let's take our time to do it. We wanna pay attention to the front and the back when we're going to do the crossovers, and then watch that one right in the center. Let's chain up 1 and we're gonna single crochet in the first 2. So 1 and 2. And then we're gonna begin a crossover. So this chain, just leave it toward the back side and skip the first 2 that are here, 1, 2, and go to the third and just do a double crochet into the third one, and then do a double crochet to the next one. And now it says F, so that means front. So the 2 that you just skipped, the next 2 that you're about to put, we'll put in there will be in the front of this. So wrap the hook and stay on the front side and just going into the first one that you skipped. It's a little awkward to access, but you know it's cable work. And so you're gonna do the next 2 like there that you skipped. Stay on the front side of the work. So those 2 just passed over the other 2 that were sitting there. And then you're gonna single crochet in the next single crochet that is on the same line. You see that? So we're gonna do that again, but this time when we go to crossover, we gotta watch the second half of it. So wrap the hook and skip the first 2 that are here and go to the third, and then do the one right next door, and then you're gonna cross over back. If you're not comfortable with doing the front or the back side, just be consistent. You know, you are the creator of your own rules, but it's telling you to go in the back side. So these 2 that you skipped, this time when you go to wrap the hook, you got to stay on the back of it and then pick it up, and it's really awkward at first to get used to, and you're just gonna turn it in a way that you can see it, and you're gonna do those 2. And there is a reason why they're having you do that. So if you look at it, these 2 look like they're leaning toward each other, and when it gets more and more, you'll see how those work together. You're going to single crochet in the next single crochet, and now the chain 2, nice and simple. This one is gonna be following all the way up, and those ones here are gonna be just a double crochet in the straight down into those. Keep that chain 2 on the back side out of the way, and you'll see that popping out more in the future. So now the next 3 are going to be single crochets. So 1, 2 and 3, and now let's play then with this next grouping of 4. This is directly in the center. The first one is gonna be straight down as a double crochet. You're going to skip the next one and then come over here and you're gonna do a treble. So wrap the hook twice and go into that one, and this is also gonna be a front side on this one. So you're now gonna come into the one you just skipped and treble in that one. And then finally the fourth one is just straight down double crochet. So you have two that are straight down and the ones in the middle just crossed over. So the next three are single crochet. So 1, 2 and 3, and now these as chain 2, so you're just gonna drop on down. Getting started is always the tricky part. And then you're gonna single crochet, and then you're gonna do the last crossing over just like you did over here. So let's do the first one. So you're gonna skip over the 2, go to the third and do a crossover, so a double crochet over, and then do its friend next door. And this one says from the front side, so accessing the first one that you skipped from the front. And then do its neighbor. You're gonna single crochet the next one, and then you're gonna do that again. So skipping the first 2, go to the third, and then this time it's a back, so you're just gonna access it from the back side. So the 2 that here just come in from the back. I'm a kind of lazy crocheter. I wouldn't necessarily do it like this if it was on my own, and I wasn't gonna tell you that. But it does create a different look, so don't be discouraged by that. So then you're just gonna single crochet in the final 2, and that was row number 3 right there. So you don't really see a lot of it turning out yet. It will happen. So row number 4, you're gonna turn your work and just do 1 single crochet in each. This is the start of the repeat pattern. So please do this all the way across, and then meet me back here in just a moment. So let's begin row number 5. So you really can't see a lot of the texture yet, but it will appear really soon. So we're going to start off in chain 1 and do 1 single crochet in the first 2. So 1 and 2. Now the crossing over here, what we're gonna do is come straight down. So the ones that are in here are buried in behind here. So you just gotta make sure you pick it up. So you just have to move stuff out of the way if you have to. So straight down is a front post double, pick up the 1, double crochet. So I'm picking up the 1, and then go and pick up the next one. It's right beside it. It's a little bit behind the work, so just kind of use your hook and pull it out. This is what creates those beautiful cables. So those 2 just came straight down, and now these 2 here, there's gonna be straight down 1 into each of those as well. So these ones are nice and easy to remember. And then you're gonna single crochet the next single crochet. So you're gonna do this again. So this one, it's leaning in a different direction, so you're just gonna grab the first 2 and do a front post double down, and then the other 2 are buried in behind. So just peel it back with your finger, just push it and pull it up, and you're doing the other 2. And then you're going to then carry on, and you're going to single crochet the next one. Now here, these are front post doubles, or front posts that came down. You're gonna treat those as front post doubles. That line is always gonna be consistent all the way through. So you'll see that appear more and more as we're working our way through. Now to do the crossing over in the center, you're going to single crochet the next, and then watch what we do in order to make this work. We are going to reach over, and we're just going to do a double crochet over. So just double crochet into this first one. See the grouping of 4? You're gonna come into the first one. It feels like a long way away, but it works out. So you're just gonna double crochet into that one, and then you're going to double crochet in the next one here, which is right here. It's in behind. So you're just double crocheting and just pull it up and pick it out, and then get that. So those 2 just went off on its own in this direction. So those count as the first two that it's in front of here, 1, 2, and you're going to single crochet the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you're going to continue along. So this one that's leaning here, you were just going to do a double crochet in the front post, and then you're going to do a double crochet in the front post of the next one, like that. And so that counts as 2 of those. So 1, 2, go to the third as a single crochet, and then the next one here is dropping down in front. And so you'll do 2 of those in a row. This line is also consistent on the other side right here. So now let's carry on, and you're gonna single crochet into the next one, and then you're coming down into this grouping here. So just straight on down. This one here somewhat buried, so just pull it out and do a front post double. And then get the other 2 that are part of that. You're gonna single crochet in the next, and then do the same here in this last section. So straight on down, and then get this one somewhat buried, so just pull it so you can see the first one. And those 4 are done, and then you're gonna single crochet in the last 2. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. So turning your work, you're going to do row number 6, and you're just gonna do 1 single crochet in each. So do this, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. Okay, I've now just started here, row number 7. So chain up 1, and I'm going to take you through repeating a 4 through 7 one more time after this. I think it's justified for this particular one. So let's single crochet in the first 2. So 1 and 2, and guess what we're doing again? We're doing a crossover. So we're gonna go to the third one here, and we're just gonna come in, and we're just gonna do a double crochet, and then the next one right beside it. And staying on the front side, we're gonna pick up these 2 here. So a front post double, of those 2. And remember that what separates those 2 is just a single crochet. So you can either count back, or you can look at it and determine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so you're gonna single crochet in the 5th one, and then you're gonna do that again. So just wrap in the hook, come to the 3rd one, and do a front post double, and then get the ones that you skipped. So starting in the first one over here, remember that counts as the 4 that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're gonna single crochet in the next. So you can kind of see how the cabling is working out. Oh shoot. So those 2 just went in, and now we're gonna do these ones, but from the back it's a little awkward, and just coming from the back, just grab it. Just peel it back if you have to. What this does is it makes the cable look like it's mirroring. So you'll do the next one. And then you remember that counts as the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and go to the 5th as a single. And so when you peel it back and put it back, you see that it comes up and then over. This one comes up and then under. So you can see that this would be a mirror shape. You're now gonna drop down and get the other 2 that are here. So this line will stay consistent. And then in this case you're gonna single crochet the first 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and let's do this middle section. So to do the middle section, you're gonna go in the very first one here, and you're gonna do a front post double, and now the next one is going to reach over to this one here. So you're gonna skip this one, go to here, and it's a front post treble. So you're changing the directions like there. And then the next one is into this one right here, and it's a front post treble. So it's the one you just skipped. And then you were going to double crochet into front post double crochet into that one. So lots going on there. So it's changing directions and being really cool. So remember that counts as 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to single crochet in the next 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So you see that the outside stays consistent, but the interior here is doing a twist. So now this one here, straight on down, and then there's a single crochet right after that, if you can recall. Now we're gonna do our crossovers again, so just double crochet, skipping to the 3rd one, and it's the first one of the group, so this means that the crossover will be in the front. And then there's a single crochet right after. Okay, we're gonna cross over again, but this crossover will be in the back on the second half of it. I'm not gonna deny that that's awkward, but it looks so good once it's done. And in time, because you keep doing the repeating of steps, it does get easier with practice. So that says 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally there's 2 on the end. So this is technically the end of the repeat. You can see the cables are gonna work. So we're gonna do rows number 4 through 7 once again. So let's start up number 4, chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet in each, and then we'll go through number 5 again with you. Okay, we're ready to start number 5. Let's slowly go through it again. So we're gonna chain up 1 and we're gonna single crochet in the first 2. And like before of dropping straight down, we're gonna drop straight down. So this one's somewhat buried, the first 2. So just picking it up and do a front post double straight down. Pick up the next 2. And then what are you gonna do in between? If you said single crochet, you're right. So you're gonna single crochet in between, and then you're gonna cross or come straight down again. So the first 2 are pretty obvious because they're right in front of you. And then the other 2 you just gotta pick up from behind. You can kind of really see it turning out now, and then you're gonna single crochet in the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next 2 are straight down to keep that line moving. It's nice to have these anchor points of regular non-changing parts to make sure that you stay on track. So in this case here, number 5, we're going to just single crochet the next one, and then we're gonna then come all the way and we're gonna start doing some fun stuff. So the first one that we're about to do, you just gotta watch where everything is crossing over in order to make sense of anything. So you're just gonna grab the first one and you were just going to double crochet, and then you're gonna grab the next one and you're just gonna double crochet. So it's a front post double, and those count as those 2, 1, 2, and you were going to single crochet the next 3 or next 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now you're going to pick up this one here. It's the first one of the 2, and do a front post double, and then pick up its friend right next door, just like that. And those count as those 2, and you're going to single crochet the next one and then begin the other side. So just drop on straight down and then single crochet the next, And now you got your cabling that you have here, just drop straight down. You just got to pick it out of the background. And then do the two that are right in front of you, which is part of that same cable knot. Single crochet in the next, and then do the same. So the first ones are right in front of you. You can see those. And then the second half, just pick it out of the background. And then finally you're at the end, so you have two singles in a row. So now you're just going to turn your work. Number 6 is just one single crochet in each. I'll see at the end of number 6, and we'll review 7 one more time. So let's review 7 one more time. So chain up 1, and you're going to do single crochet the first 2 in a row, and we're now going to cross over once again. So come into the third one and coming across, and it is the first one of the grouping of 2 of those, so that means that this is in front. So then the next 2, just grab it from the front. And then single crochet the next one. Okay, so we're gonna do this one, crossing over, go to the third one over, and then this one is crossing over in the back. So wrap the hook, just kind of peel things. Goes like that, and then that counts as the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet in the next, and then dropping down for the 2 that are just creating that line. And now in this case number 7, so there's gonna be 3 in a row, so 1, 2, and 3, and watch what we do. We're gonna grab the first one, and you were going to front post double it, and now we're gonna go for the third one here, right here, and you're gonna do a front post treble, and that's gonna cause it to do another twist. And now you're going to front post treble the second one, I think I was pointing down too far. Look at that one, and then you are going to double crochet this one, the front post double, and then that counts as your 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet in the next one plus 2 more, so a total of 3. So do you see how that one's working out? And now you're just gonna drop down for your next 2 doubles, and then single crochet in the next, and then you are going to cross over, and this is the first one of the grouping of 2s, so that means that it's gonna cross over in the front, and then there's a single crochet in between those, and then you're gonna cross over again, go to the third, but this time it's on the back side that you're gonna do that crossover. And then once you got that in, the last 2 are single crochet. And that's what it looks like. So then you'll just go back to 4 again, and you can see the knots are twisting. The center is really quite unique and standoffish. The back of it looks just like this, so it's pretty flat, and you're gonna keep on going until it states that you need to get how many rows done. So you need to do it until you get a total of 32 inches done. So both of the panels will be a total of 32 inches, and you're gonna do 2 of these. This is not hard, it's just a matter of getting used to the stitch work. So let's carry on. So once you get your panels done, you're gonna want to whip stitch them together. So we have other videos available on that. So I would use the same color and just whip stitch it and then create your big square. So you'll have this in the, this will be the outside panel, this will be center, and there'll be another one on the other side. Again, you can change anything that you wish. We're going to begin doing the border next, and we're gonna be looking at the right side of the project, and we're gonna join the yarn in a corner. In this case, I'm just gonna stick to where I was when I finished off, and that's where I'm going to begin. So I'm just gonna chain up one, and I'm always gonna put 3 single crochets in a corner. So 1 and 2 and 3, just like that. So what I want to do is that I want to work single crochets evenly down the side. Because you were doing single crochets, you will find that one row kind of equals a single crochet as you're moving down. If you're starting to see it buckle, then just obviously just change the distance, and then everything should be good. Once you get to the other side in the last corner, just single crochet 3 times and then turn 1, 2 and 3, and then coming up along the bottom edge you should see the stitch work when you're doing there. So it's just 1 single crochet in each, and you're gonna go all the way across your total afghan when you go to do that. So do that, and then when you get to the corner, then put in 3 single crochets and then just go up the other side, and etc. And I'll see you back exactly where you started right here. Once you get all the way back around, I just want you to slip stitch it to the first single crochet that you started with. So now it says to turn your work, so chain 1 and then turn, and we're going to do a single crochet in the next single crochet, just like that, and then we are going to chain 1 and skip the next one and just single crochet in the next. So chain 1, skip 1. So the goal at this moment is to make sure that your stitch count is lining up all the way across. So you want to just manipulate that last stitch on each edge to make sure that it's going to match. And if it doesn't, then you end up with a little bit of a problem. So I'll see you there in just a moment on your first turn. So I'm coming to my first corner, and I'm still chaining 1, skipping 1. Now if I end up in the wrong stitch that's heading to the corner, I'm gonna cheat. That's just the way it's gonna be. So the middle one here is where I want to end up. So by chaining 1, skipping 1, I end up in the middle. If for example that I would chain, if I got in the last one and I chained 1 and there wasn't one to skip, I would fake it and just go right into the corner. If you want to skip an extra stitch, you can do that as well. On the corners you want to apply 3 single crochet and then start again, chain 1, skip 1, and you'll go all the way to the other side. There are always ways to cheat the system if you ever have to with crochet, because really there's no crochet police as far as I know, and you're just gonna keep on going until you get to the next corner. It's really important to establish the right counts on this round. So chaining 1, and I just happen to end up on the corner, it is a miracle, I'm telling you, but if it wasn't a miracle then I would fake it so it was a miracle, and then chaining 1, skipping 1 right out, and then continue to go all the way around. So I'll see you at the end of this round. When I come all the way back around, I'm just a matter of following the pattern, chain 1, and then I'm gonna be right in the corner, and I am going to apply 3 single crochet, just like there, and then I'm going to then slip stitch to the first, sorry just one second, 3 single crochets and then slip stitch to the first that we have. And then it says that we need to turn, so you can chain 1 and turn, and we're gonna go back in the other direction for round number 3. So it says that we're gonna do long single crochet, and how we're gonna do it is that we're gonna single crochet in each single crochet and long single crochet in the skip stitches. So I've already chained 1, so each single crochet is going to get a single crochet, and in the corner stitches you want to make sure that you are going to apply your 3 single crochets right in the corner. So 1, 2, 3, and then jumping to the next single crochet. So the long singles are the ones that you just skipped, and you're just gonna come down. Sorry, you're not going to come there. So you're just gonna go into the skipped row 1, skipped 1, and you're gonna just come down. And so you're just gonna go in there. So just pull up a little bit of work, single crochet in the next, and then coming down into that one. So you just want to pull up a little bit of slack when you go to do that to get the right height, and this creates a little bit of a texture to do that. and you're gonna go all the way around. Just make sure you're watching those corners. You kind of already know what you're doing with that, and then I'll see you at the end of this round. So I've just come up all the way back around and I've done a single crochet in each, and I did my long single crochets where I had to, and then I end up and I slip stitch back to where it started. So doing that there, you can kind of see. And now what you're going to do is the last 2 rounds over 2 more times. So rounds number 1 and 2 twice more, and so you'll start off again and you'll turn your work and you'll chain 1 and single crochet in the first, and then chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next, and do that. And remember to honor the corners of 3 single crochets like you had been before, and you end up with a great pattern that looks like this. So because there's so much light blasting at this, it's hard to see the texture, but it's actually really quite nice, and this would be how you do the Cable Your Love blankets. Please enjoy, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye bye.